This was a certified banger. This was a certified banger.
Check, check. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Check, check, check. How are we feeling, guys, today? Let's get started. Oh yeah, we back at it today, Saturday. What's going on, guys? How are we feeling today? This is Space Hound Records. We're gonna be hosting the live review stream. Let's go! Woo! Yeah! How's everyone's? I know we just, had a stream on Wednesday, but how was everyone's past few days? I know it's been legit 3 days since the last live stream due to the thunderstorm, but hey, we're here today on a Saturday, so from here on out, we're still going to be doing Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so just that was an exception, so just making that clear. So it feels like the last live was just yesterday, bro. Like it feels like the time this week just like flew by. See, the headphones in my hair is like, look, the headphones always makes my hair look like insane. Oh, it can't be looking like that on the live stream, guys. It's gotta be like, it'd be like Matrix. We gotta fix that, bro. You looking like alfalfa over here, looking like like a crazy scientist over here. But anywho, let's get started with today's first. We do have like what's really cool is that like even for such a few amount of days that since the last stream, we do have almost a full amount of like we do have a little bit less than usual submissions just due to the fact that it's only 3 days since the last one. But considering for the fact considering the fact we still got like quite the few submissions this week, so let's get to it. Let's get it. Let's go. Boom. Alrighty, so guys, first we're getting started with the Discord subscribers. Feels like, yeah, always drags for me. I'm here. I want to trade place with you. First we're gonna get started with Put You On Top Master 2 by Haamid Harris. So this is the this is the version that you sent in the DMs. So this is whatever the latest version that you sent there. So let's get started today. Let me know if you guys can hear this, and let me know if the mix on your headphones, or if anyone's listening, like let me know how the mix is as far as like my vocals, the track, and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put you on top. Put you on top, yeah. Put you on top. Put you on top, yeah. Time is an essence. Get all for your love and your presence. I'm my soul for your love. Been taught many lessons. Hard is in for your touch. I'll leave an impression. Get all for your love. And if you see me, I think you need me. Don't try and tease me. Please make it easy. I need you, baby. Put you on top. Put you on top, yeah. Put you on top. Put you on top, yeah. Everybody look at my grill like I'm a chef. Only thing I'm cooking up here is fucking stress. You say I'm home alone at night, watching pretty flowers bloom. I need you, baby, as pretty as you. And if you see me, I'll think you need me. Don't try and tease me. Please make it easy. I need you, baby. Put you on top. Put you on top, yeah. Put you on top. Put you on top, yeah. Put you on top. top, top, top. Put you on top, top. I need you, baby. I need you, baby.
So that has Put You On Top. Let's get it by Let's get it by Haamid Harris. Hell yeah, love the 4 on the floor feel that you had going on in the record, and the distorted kind of synths were really cool too. I love the dum boom 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 boom. Really sick job. What's good, everybody? Really sick work on this, Haamid Harris. Like, absolutely love the vocal the vocal panning that you did with the I heard the left and the right panning, and what's that called, as far as like sampling your vocals in the track as well. Yeah. So yeah. Really fun track, very high energy, and it has like, it's kind of like a house kind of vibe with the 4 on the floor and the kicks, and I really like that distorted synth is spicy. So hell yeah. What's it called? What I like about it also is that you also really, like, as far as like the cover art too is really sick as well. Like, I love like the kind of like ethereal, I can never say that word correctly, like kind of like entities, but like you kind of get the gist of it from the what's that called, from the song, like the sonics of the song. Like, I could definitely see how you got the idea for the cover art. So really sick. Yeah, the synth does go crazy. Oh yeah. What's it called? Yeah, I do love a house track. Like, it's, yeah, don't even know what genre it is. Yeah, I mean, but that's a good thing though. You have your own sound, and really that kick is like driving the track throughout the whole entire thing, which is nice. As far as critiques go, what I would say for the record is that I feel like the track overall needs more of an arrangement, and I feel like that's something what's that called, that it feels like some of the elements are in there for a like almost too long. Like, there needs to be almost like more distinct sections of the song, because when you have like it starts really strong, like with the nice kind of like pads in the background and like the string type plucks here, but then when it starts building and building, so this is like your intro here, right? This is still the intro, and then this is kind of like the hook section, and it kind of just stays kind of there. What's that called? It kind of stays constant for a while, and that bass synth, like after a while of listening to the track, feels like that it's happening like a little bit too much. Like, I would do a section of the track that you don't have that boom 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 boom. Yeah, that bass synth in the background, like it happens pretty much the whole entire track. So I would definitely, like, here you did take it out, but I still feel like there should be more sections that you take it out, and maybe even do like some chord changes in like a section or something a little bit different to try to get rid of some of the monotony of it. And as far as like vocally speaking, love what you're saying, love the vocal chops and the panning the left and right, the really trippy delay sends that you had going on. What I would say is, first off, I would also bring the vocals up in the mix, turn down the retune speed, because the auto tune is a little bit like wavery here. And I feel like you can make your vocals have more of a dreamier feel in the mix, because at the moment they feel kind of dry, like in context of everything. And like for this kind of track, like I don't, like for me, if I was to tackle the mix, like I would say like the vocals need to really feel like they're really taking up a huge portion of the space. So I would what's it called, have your vocals definitely on the wetter side, and maybe even try sending it to like a reverb with a longer decay time, so that it could what's that called, really ring out, especially like especially the I just hear those like panning back and forth, like I maybe not fast, but like a more like a slow pan back and forth, and maybe add like a cool like effect on top of that, maybe like a phase or something to really get it like trippy. Like don't be afraid to get creative with what's it called, some of the plug and chain stuff. Like don't just throw a reverb on things. Sometimes it's cool to really add like some spice, like some saturation before the reverb, or like you add like a chorus effect after the reverb, or like a phaser after the reverb, and you can get some really cool effects doing those kind of things that will make your productions like sound less monotonous, because your effects kind of still keep a sort of like a motion going on, if that makes sense. So you always want to kind of have like your effects and everything like that. Like you don't want it to just be the same over and over and over again. So what I always like to do is add like sort of like automation to some of the effects as well. So like what you could do, like a phaser is great for that, because you could set the the rate of how fast it kind of phases in and out, usually a phase, and that alone is like a cool like LFO that you could shape that can make it so it's not so locked into the beat and whatnot. So just a phaser alone could be cool, but there's other effects that you could do as well that could achieve that very similar outcomes. And what I would say also is the kick drum that you used, like always be careful with kick drums, because you always want to make sure that they like every kind of, even like drums tend to have a note to them, as weird as it sounds. So what I would recommend doing when you're doing productions is actually like maybe even like go in with your kick drums and snares and just like tuning them up a few or tuning them down a few until they just lock in pitch wise, because I could tell like frequency wise the kick drum is fighting the instrumental, because it sounds like it's like resonating like a note that isn't in the key, because you chose more of like a thumpier kick for this record, so it really like has a lot of bass information, and that has like a tone to it, and it has a pitch, and that pitch is a little bit off. Off key with what the instrumentation is. So what I would do is I would definitely recommend like messing with that as far as the kick drum goes. And really, have you ever tried experimenting with adding risers as well? Maybe adding like some like noise sweeps and some cool like synth risers as well to the record, because that could definitely help make a more of a like all music is really just dissonance and release. So gives more of that kind of like oh damn, and then drop kind of feel, because I feel like that's what, like, unless you're going for something that's more like the more trippy effect. I've doubled the kick to pan in in both channels with slightly different effects, so probably needs a tweak. That could be the thing. Typically speaking, what you want to do with your kick drums is you do want to have them pan dead center, because when you play your mixes into like club speakers, a lot of the times that if you're playing your mixes into clubs, a lot of the sound systems are in mono, so you'll lose a lot of your information, like a lot of like important like bass information gets lost. So definitely I would recommend panning those center, unless it's like a specific like effect like that happens like maybe once or something like that. But like chances are, like a rule of thumb is like to pan your bass instruments dead center, because it just makes it a lot cleaner as far as like when you play it onto different platforms, like different speakers, especially when it comes to like live shows, because a lot of the live show systems with the subs and everything like that, they tend to just throw everything on a mono channel, so just be careful of that. And yeah, like I do love those like string instruments as well. I would definitely recommend like maybe even like layering those strings with another thing, because it sounds like a little bit too stock soundy at the moment. And stock sounding meaning like it sounds less of a better word, it sounds cheap at the moment, and you can get it to sound like bum 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 bum, like you could get that with a nice reverb send, could definitely spice some of that up. And again, like adding, like I just love adding like instead of just a reverb onto things, like add other plugins to spice up that reverb too, and that'll give everything like its unique characteristic. But you have to experiment. Eventually you're going to find things that work for you, and you're going to be like, no, I like putting this plugin into this plugin into this plugin. This works like for when I'm looking to get like string instruments to really pop. What's it called? Panning them in the middle will definitely help as far as like cleaning some of the muddiness out of the kicks. And maybe even experimenting with your vocals, like put you on top, and maybe even adding like a low layer. So like duplicate your vocals and then what's it called? Lower one of them. Lower it in an octave and then mix it in with your with your lead vocal, but like put it down like very, very quiet in the mix, like -30 or so, like dB, or just do it to taste, and you can get like a really cool effect with that when you send it through all your processing as well. So that's really cool for the genre. But that's really it. Like I see that you do have like this kind of fall, like that kind of like fall kind of thing going on at the end there. But definitely, what's it called? I would definitely experiment with adding some noise risers as well, because that could definitely help with building some of that suspense that you're looking for. And then when you're looking for adding a lot of suspense, don't be afraid to also keep the note the same. So like you kind of have like boom 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 boom. Oh, what is it? Boom 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 boom. Like you can boom 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 boom. Like you kind of keep the note there, because that also adds a lot of suspense. Just as simple as like, instead of just having it do its like the whole kind of melodic phrase that you have, like have it kind of rehash that same thing, like bum 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 bum. That's there. Bum 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 bum. Like, and you can get like these really cool like what's it called, suspenseful moments in your tracks that I feel like would definitely take this to the next level. So I hope any of that is helpful. And if you ever have any questions, like feel free to also message me, like when it comes to like structuring things, because I know that it can be very difficult to really nail those kind of things. But yeah, let me know what's it called if you have any other questions, Haamid Harris. I hope any of that is helpful. I got you. So yeah, thank you for submitting. Like, put you on top. It was a banger, like for sure.
This was a certified banger.
So appreciate you for submitting as always. So next we're gonna go to, we have Immute with Constantine. Let's get it.
Hi, my name's John.
Oh damn.
Violation of the balance. You immediately, or I will deport you. All of you. Go to hell.
I can hear the heavens calling me, shouting out my legacy. Angels looking down like I'm part of the anagamy. Like, whoa, oh my God, oh my God, oh my Lord. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my Lord. I can hear the heavens calling me, shouting out my name like I be part of the anagamy. Yeah, we are not the same, we different strains, I smoke you casually. If you step in my game, you getting done, such your philosophy. Don't forget who you be playing cards with around the table. I met one too many jokers signing up for record labels. Say they serious all about it, but the mic missing the cable. How the hell you saw the bidders with no finance to be stable? You can call me Constantine, I keep it clean. Shall I go to all my homies, chasing dreams, they on the scene.
Might make it a part 2. Oh damn.
Call me Constantine, cause I be constantly acknowledging the past they put me in. I feel with sins, no 7 deadly sins. My wrath begins, my pride and greed will win. The lust will let me hit my gluttony from all the drinks will wake my sloth again. Till I can hear the heavens calling me, shouting out my legacy. Angels looking down like I'm part of the anagamy. Like, whoa, oh my God, oh my God, oh my Lord. Oh my God, oh my God,
like.
Demons be forever waiting. Want me to descend, but I'm up and I be celebrating. Watching all dissolve, start resolving. My dedication deport you to hell and you be done. No reincarnation. Near the heavens calling me, shouting out my legacy. Angels looking down like I'm part of the anagamy. Like whoa, oh my God, oh my God, oh my Lord.
Hey.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my Lord. I can hear the heavens calling me, shouting out my name like I be part of the anagamy. Yeah, we are not the same, we different strains. I smoke you casually. If you step in my game, you getting dust. It's your philosophy.
When I die, the rules say I've got just one place.
That's sick.
You're trying to buy your way into heaven.
What would you do if you were sentenced to a prison where half the inmates were put there by you?
I guess God has a plan for all of us.
God's a kid with an ant farm, lady. He's not letting me.
Let's get it. Let's get it. That was Constantine by Immute. Let's get it.
This was a certified banger.
Sheesh. Thank you for submitting. Wow, Constantine, what a banger. I love that. What's it called? I believe it's the movie quotes at the beginning and the end, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't seen that movie in years. But what's it called? I absolutely like the 808s are like, what's it called, are definitely knocking for sure. That's the one thing that I love, that, what's it called, your production. Did you produce this one too? Because, what's it called, I could definitely hear like the your sound for sure, even though you said it is an old track, even though, what's it called, it's crazy that 2022 is like, whew, but it was a clean song, but some playlists wouldn't take it for explicit stuff. Dang. It'd be like that sometimes, though. It is what it is, though. I do really like this record that you submit. Holy crap. Like, it's a really catchy hook, too, and very melodic, which is interesting. Like, what's that called? You come with, like, on your tracks, it seems very consistent that you have like these kind of melodic sections in your tracks, which I love. And I really like the structure of this track. Like I always say, that sometimes you got to bring back that spicy part, and you did, like that. Oh my God, oh my Lord. Like, I didn't produce this one, Dasha did, but he gave me an offer for it. Hey. So then I won't go too much into the production itself, but definitely do like the guitar samples that are going on as well, and the drum programming is really sick. But as far as critiques go for the record, what I would say is I feel like some of the vocals could definitely, what's it called, since this is from 2022, just take it for a grain of salt, because, what's it called, you did say this is from a while ago, so definitely I would do some pocket shifting with the vocals at times, because it feels like sometimes they are being a little bit rushed. So, and I love this kind of phaser effect that you had going on here, and these reverse, like, love that reverse effect that you had going on there. And the vocals could definitely come up in the mix for sure. The vocals felt a little bit on the low side, so probably like a few dB, like nothing crazy. And maybe just a little bit more high ends too. Like I just wish that they just like popped more, you know? Like the vocals don't pop as much as they could. And I feel like that would solve it, like just a little bit louder in the mix and just a little bit more high end. And just a little bit more sauce, like some vocal sauce, like what's it called? Some more compression too, for sure. Like, and I would lower the vocal stack as well. I feel like the vocal stack that you had going on was a little bit on the loud side. Like it works in the hook section, but I wouldn't do that for the verses. And yeah, there you're a little bit behind the beat. Yeah, it's like I feel like less is more with the stacks. Like your voice, like I don't think you really need to stack it like that. Like your voice carries the tracks. Like I can, like the stacking sounds good, but I wouldn't, like it just would make more sense if you did like in and outs more so than doing like full on doubles. It's a little lagging there. like that, you almost want to like the vocals need to be a lot thicker too. So it could be like the EQ that you had going on at the time, whatever template that you had. 8 stacks on each. Sheesh, Immute. Oh my goodness, 8 stacks. Oh, that's cool for like the hook section. Like you can get away with that in the hook, but like throughout the whole track, nah. Like this section, get away with that. And like with your like reverse kind of reverb effect that you had going on there, like it kind of muddied out some of the what's it called, the lyrics that you did when you were first coming in for the what's it called, the next section. Like you kind of can't really understand the first few words of that. Yeah, like I can hear it after a while. Like what's it called? I can hear the heavens. I definitely heard it, but after like the first listen, I could definitely hear how someone could miss what you're saying towards the end there. I definitely hear what's it called? What's interesting is like hearing your newer stuff too. Like I could definitely hear like a like I really do like this record. I love the structure of this record that you had. Like it, but I definitely hear like a mix improvement on the newer stuff and compared to this. Like there is like the mix is not bad at all on this. I just feels like certain things could just have its like just pop a little bit more. Like the vocals they just feel a little bit on the thin side and they feel a little bit low. But other than that, really there's nothing else. Love the lyrics.
What would you do if you were sentenced to a prison where half the inmates were put there?
I was able to, what's it called, definitely follow along everything that was happening. The mastering help was all.
God's a kid with an
Yeah, of course. I got you. Yeah, I could definitely hear the what's it called? The track mastering could be a little bit louder too on this in this regard. But again, this is an older record. The main thing I do want to go over is, like with you, that I actually wanted to remember for when we did do the review this week was talking about branding. So that's really the main thing I wanted to go over because the record's great. As far as branding goes for you yourself, I feel like that's what needs the most amount of work for you specifically, because we'll take the time, like the record's great, we'll take the time to go into your page here because I feel like what's it called, this'll make it more apparent is that I do definitely Immute is fire, like the name and everything like that. But are you looking to be more of like an anonymous type of artist, almost like, lack of a better word, like corpse? Like what's the inspiration as far as your branding? Because it seems like at times it's a little bit, as far as like the things could be a little bit more consistent as far as finding out like what your image and style is. I'm going for nerdcore, so film kind of artist. Sick. So would you say, are you looking to be more of an anonymous artist? Is that like what the vibes are? Like, are you looking to like perform live and do all of those kind of things? Or this is more you're just putting, what's it called? You're just putting songs out just for fun? Because that'll, what's it called, dictate like exactly kind of what I'll say. As a okay, let me see. Oh yeah, I've performed live. Oh, okay. As a music producer, would you suggest sticking to one genre? Would you consider branching out to other opposite genres? I would recommend definitely learning a variety of different things, because you can take, like, that's how you kind of develop your own sound, is by just experimenting with different genres and just really learning the craft and just seeing what the sounds like until you develop your own sound. So I definitely do recommend just doing whatever you like, honestly, and eventually you will scope your own sound into shape it into what it is. So, and that allows you to be more versatile. I just says Mozart from Mozart. Oh yeah, perform live. So then what I would recommend for you then is why not then, as far as the records or anything go, I feel like putting a face, if you're not going for anonymous, putting a face to your records and putting a face to all of your music will make people be able to, it makes it more personable for people to buy into it. So when you are promoting these records, like if it makes it more personal, it's more of like a person, because nowadays like the music like can be great and all, like there's nothing wrong with how like the music's great. Now it's just a matter, but that's not everything these days. Like you kind of need to do a little bit more than just the music if you are trying to be an artist. In front of 2,000 people for leading artist of the stop. Hell yeah. What's it called? Funny you say that, actually, because I'm shooting a music video at the moment. That's what I'm talking about. So the thing is, with, as you can see, like even the cover art here, like I get the kind of thing, but there's no real like clear branding, if that makes any sense. Like where, like, if, okay, let's just say I found you and I didn't know who you were, right, on the internet, like I wouldn't, like, I would just see, oh, it's just someone, like it just doesn't seem like, the branding wise doesn't seem like something that I could buy into. Like it's just like a name at the moment and cool graphics versus a person who, what's that called, like it's clear, like they have a certain sound. If you're going for that, what's that called, you wouldn't know for sure if it's me. Oh, got you, exactly. What's it called? Tiki said it also helps with press and all of that. So there, it just, like, I feel like for you, the main thing that I would focus, you have the music, you have the records, they're mixed solidly. Like I'm just like, when you do submit them, like it's like I'm trying to like really hard to find like certain things to say as far as critiques go. But as far as like branding, I feel like that's something that you need to work on the most out of everything here, because the music's there. So I would just really take the time, because you said that you want to do nerdcore or film kind of artists. I would really solidify what you want people to see you as, and if you could put a face to that, that would be even better. If not, if you want to stay the anonymous route, there's also a, like, having some sort of persona or something like that so people can buy into that. But that would be my advice. What's it called? Like if you heard, you wouldn't stick to it because I don't really have built a platform that leaves a legacy behind. Yes, like when you think of like artists that you like you kind of almost picture like where they're from, like what they look like the kind of merch that they have, like subconsciously without thinking about it. And it's really important for, like, if you're trying to get new listeners to latch on to your sound and latch on to, like, to keep coming back, they need to buy into a personality, because nowadays music isn't enough. You kind of have to be active on social media, and you kind of have to put a face to everything. Unless you do something like what's it called, the anonymous, like I think Corpse is a great example of how to do it correctly. Like I need a representation. Exactly. Like you need kind of like a certain, like a style, and like you need to show your personality as well. So like, and promote your music on social media and show your face. Like I could definitely give you like resources that could help, that could help you kind of, like more solidify like a brand for you. So I think that would help you the most, because you do have some records here that like they are doing well, but the thing is, how will it translate to fans? How will it translate to record sales? How will it translate to people going out to your shows and paying to see you? That's what the next step is. A logo, face, or design. Like, honestly, all three. What's it called? People will see something and think, yes, I mean, exactly. Like, when you think of, like, what's that called? When you think of Juice WRLD, like immediately, like, you just get a visual of who that is, and you just hear who it is in your sound. And he has a distinct sound. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he has a distinct like kind of style, like with all his videos, or like how he dresses and everything like that, like, and the way that he was promoting and everything like that. Like, just not saying you're Juice WRLD or what you do, like you're an artist like Juice WRLD, but I'm just as an example for branding. Like it doesn't have to. It could be, you could choose any artist and you'll be able to try to understand how they work and why do people buy into their stuff. Like, why do people buy into their stuff? or buy into their branding. What works? So that's what I recommend. I feel like that would be the most things that I would focus on for you. So if you are looking for movies and whatnot, like look at like the style of like what characters in like your favorite movies and whatnot, like, or like a certain genre of movie, like what's the style of like dressing and whatnot, or like how would you want to represent yourself as well, and just make that very clear. So I feel like that's really it. And just being consistent on social media and showing yourself. I feel like that would help a lot. I get it now. I have a niche, but I need a persona. Exactly. You just need to make it personal to people. Like, people like buying into stories as well. So you need to kind of sell yourself as a story. So I hope that's helpful. I know it's a little bit different than just the regular music review things, but I feel like that would be more helpful for you than just the typical like review. So I hope that's been helpful. I'm a cinematographer, so the only thing I need to do is find my mark. Exactly. If you're a cinematographer, that makes your life a lot easier. Like, think of it as like, what's your favorite what's that called? Your favorite directors, and why do you like what makes, like, they have a specific style for their movies and why you like them. You have to almost like make that into like your music, and like, what's it called? It's hard to explain, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of have to do it like also similar to like music. Like, you have a style of music, like it's definitely distinct. So now it's just making the image match the style and be personal to your fans, and so that you could build more of a fan base. That's the step that I would say that you're at, is start building a fan base on social media. And just grinding and just researching similar artists to you and seeing what they're doing, and then do something similar, but put your own spin on it, if you know what I mean. That's really it. What's it called? Yes, Sir Kage, you are next, actually. So we will, thank you for submitting Immute. If you have any questions regarding branding, because I know it's a lot, feel free to message me, I got you. So next we have Miracle by Sir Kage and Ultra Blue. Let's get it. Also, if Sir Kage, if what's it called? I know you work with Ultra Blue a lot. I didn't see Ultra Blue submit this week, so what's that called? Worst case scenario, like, I don't mind also playing a second one next time. Just remind me. So let's get it.
Woke up wasted on my deathbed, think I'm brain dead. Heard what they said, I might cave in. Know you hate this, take a long look at these eyes, cause you saved them. Getting high all the time, baby, that's habitual. Had to leave me to the side, I get it, but it's difficult. Trying to burn away my past, hate myself a year ago. Take too many, but I never die, live a miracle. Take a 60, you can hear the sky, let's get spiritual. Devil trying to take away my life, I can see it though. I ain't trying to intervene, I can see that you've been cold. Life's a movie, let's go shoot a scene. You my favorite soul.
Baby, I'm a fiend, you already knew that though. Pills in my hand, you treat me like a criminal. You say I do the most, but I keep it minimal. You fucking with my head, keeping energy so cynical. I got too much on my mind, she's just fucking with my grind. If I said I loved you, then it's true. Got my eyes stuck back, cause you took me for a fool. I sit back, I wonder why I can't laugh. I can barely smile, where my keys at? I can barely drive, take a deep breath, it's the last day of my life. Getting too gone all the time, that's a ritual. Time for you to move on, I will make it difficult. Trying to figure out my past, lost myself a year ago. Swerving lane to lane, I ain't crash, walking miracle. Take a 60, make this feeling last, I've been miserable. Demons trying to leave me with the gas, catching me alone. I've been trying to live my dreams, life too short to let him go. Life's a movie, let's go shoot a scene, never take it slow.
Living how I say so, I never gave a fuck about what they on. Clouding my vision with the smoke, I'm Ray Charles. I'm not afraid of ghosts, playing games and I'm gone. You tryna hide the pain, but I see it, babe. Tell you it'll be okay, but that's for the day. It's my turn to run away, caught you digging me a grave over choices that I made, that's a debt I ain't gon' pay.
500
Days of my life, all for nothing. Every word was a lie, you were only bluffing. And I was low on my pride, but my days coming, keeping my head held high. Getting high all the time, baby, that's habitual. Had to leave me to the side, I get it, but it's difficult. Trying to burn away my past, hate myself a year ago. Take too many, but I never die, live a miracle.
Take a 60, make this feeling last. I've been miserable, demons trying to lead me with the gas, catching me alone. I've been trying to live my dreams, life too short to let him go. Life's a movie, let's go shoot a scene, never take it slow.
Hey, let's go. That was Miracle by Sir Kage and Ultra Blue.
This was a certified banger.
Let's get it. No, that one, what's it called? That one was crazy, man. Nice work on that. Oh, damn. Okay, I see you. I see you. Okay. So, what's it called? First things first, love the, what's it called? The vocals were nice and up front. Love the kind of music box almost type sound that was going on. It was like it was like keys almost, like, but it was like the sound that you had going on. It was like very like music boxy. And what's it called?
Even though you hate this, take a
Love
long
the
look at these eyes.
drum programming.
Getting high all the time, baby.
The arrangement is sick. I think, what's it called? As far as like the track arrangement goes, like I love the instrumental. Like let me know like what's it called? Who made the track as well? Because what's it called? The track is fire.
That's a big go. Take too many,
but I keep it minimal. You fucking.
It's funny. You, what's it called? You and Ultra Blue sound really good on tracks together. It's you guys should definitely keep collabing.
My
for
head,
sure.
keeping energy so cynical. I got too much on my mind. She's just fucking with my grind. If I said I loved you, then it's true.
As far as like
back,
critiques go for the records, what I would say is the vocals, I feel like they could have a little bit more high end because they do sound a little bit muffled as far as like the EQ wise, and I feel that
to the side, I get it, but it
that's my brother right there. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
it's difficult trying to burn away my past, hating my vision with
That's
the
for
smoke.
both
I'm Ray
vocals.
Charles, I'm not a
And for this track, like it seems like the vocals were very well balanced, so kudos on that regard.
Take a I wonder why I can't laugh. I can barely smile. Where my keys at? I can
And
barely.
as far as like the vocal performance, like I feel like that you could just give it just a little bit more oomph to it, you know. Like I really like the melodies that you had going on in this track, but I feel like vocally speaking, like you kind of are more like a relaxed, like what's that called, more on the relaxed side with the delivery, whereas I feel like you could really like bring it home by like putting a little bit more oomph to some of these things, especially where is it?
I can't laugh. I can barely smile. Where my keys at? I can barely drive.
Like I want to like feel what you're saying, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the melodies kind of call for a little bit more of a, like, I don't want to say like shouting, but more of like a what's it called, a little bit more oomph in the performance.
Take a deep breath. It's the last day of my life. Getting too gone.
And the low vocal effect that you had, I love the low vocal. I would just turn it down because it is louder than the lead vocal, like throughout the track. So I would just turn down the low vocal effect in the mix, so that what's that called? So the lead vocal is still the main focus point.
All the time, that's a ritual. Time for you to move on. I will make it difficult.
And
trying to figure out my past. Lost myself a year ago. Swerving
really,
in
that's the
lane.
main thing. Is what I would say is
miracle.
like it's one of those things that I would also experiment. Like, why not try yelling the lyrics? Why not? And then maybe adding like that as a layer, or on top of like the main thing, because that could be like, that's just a part of also finding what your distinct sound is. So maybe even try like
Take a deep breath. It's the last day of
maybe even try like yelling that or whatnot, just seeing if it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, hey, it worked out, you know.
a year ago. Take too many, but I never die. Live a miracle.
Yeah.
Take a 60, you can hear the sky. Let's get spiritual. Devil trying to take away
And I do like the reverb that you had on your vocals.
my life.
I do feel like you could turn it down like a hair though. like turn down the reverb a little bit.
I can see it though, I ain't trying to intervene. I can see that you've been
Or maybe even try side chaining your vocals to the reverb so it kind of carves out the space a little bit. So I would experiment with doing that.
cold. Life's a movie,
And
let's go shoot a scene.
You could do that by I don't know what DAW you're using, but it basically, I don't know if you know what side chaining is. But side chaining is like when you have a compressor on the reverb, but it only acts when the vocal, like you use your what's it called, your lead vocal as a send into like the side chain input of a reverb, of a compressor after your reverb. So when you're talking, it will compress the reverb, so your vocals will they will peak out more from the reverb and duck it. So you can get away with bigger reverbs and have them sound cleaner by doing that. It's like a cool like effect trick to definitely try.
Favorite soul, baby, I'm a fiend.
And definitely experiment with adding some more ad-libs throughout the track as well, because I feel like that could definitely help move the track, like what's it called, more as far as energy wise.
They said I might cave in. No, you hate this. Take a long look.
Like your voice sounds like what's it called, that it would sound like really good, like both of your
but
vocals.
I see it, babe. Little demons trying to leave me. Sit back, I won't be bluffing, and I'll live my dreams like too short.
Like
both
both
of
of your vocals sound really like they would sound really good if you did scream. I'm just try it out, you know. Like it's one of those things that you have to definitely experiment, but definitely experiment with adding some high layers as well. Like maybe like just literally the octave up, and just go ham.
That's a ritual.
And, or like sometimes what I'll have people do, like artists do in the booth when I'm doing productions sessions with them, is we'll track the whole entire track from front to back. We'll get a solid lead vocal comp, and we'll do like all the backgrounds. And then what I'll literally tell them to do is like, okay, we're gonna just go into the booth, we're gonna run the song 3 times and just freestyle like random ad-libs that you think, or like what's it called, like have fun, go in the booth and just freestyle things. And I will just literally just go through all of them and just cut out the ones we don't like. Sometimes we don't take anything but one. Sometimes we take like the majority of what was done in the booth. So that's something that I would recommend as like a trick to also add some extra kind of things to fill out the space, is literally run through the whole entire track and just like, what's it called, record from the start all the way to the end, and just go off the top. And don't be afraid to like I know some artists are like afraid to look dumb or say something stupid or something that's off key or anything like that, but literally like don't care, like just keep going and just keep recording. Do that 3 times, go through all the takes, and I guarantee you will be like, nah, this part is fire, and keep it in the final record. So that's a trick that I like to use as well.
Move on, I will make it difficult. Trying to figure out my past, lost myself a year ago. Swerving lane to lane, I ain't crash, walking miracle. Take a 60, make this feeling last. I've been miserable.
And
demons trying to leave me with the gas, catching me alone. I've been trying to live my dreams, life too short to let him go. Life's a movie, let's go shoot a scene.
You're real one G. Appreciate the constructive feedback. Of course, I got you. We gonna remaster the song for a collab album, so I'm gonna use all these tips. I got you. Yeah, and don't be afraid again. Like anyone here, that doesn't just go for like Discord subscribers. Be afraid. Like I'm reachable. If you ever have questions, it's literally like messaging like the Discord chat. Like, and I tried to get to it like as soon as I can. Like I answer the majority, if not all, the questions I've seen in the Discord. What's it called? The Discord general chat, or even in DMs. So don't be afraid to ask questions. And I would love to also hear if you do all the changes. Like I would love for you to send it through as well, like just to hear the difference.
Take it slow, living however choices that I made, that's a debt I ain't gonna pay.
And I also, one of the things I did want to say was I love that high synth as well, that super reverby in the back synth, because this track, I think this is one of my favorites of yours, because you really get a sense of depth, and the melody that you do have is really strong for the hook. I just feel like it just needs those ad-lib layers and just a little bit more high end in the vocals, and there's really not much else. Like it's a solid record. So that's really it as far as critiques go for the record. That was Miracle by Ultra Blue and Sir Kage. Let's get it.
This was a certified banger.
So going forward, next we have, I did see that, what's it called? You did say that Ultra Blue is busy with what's it called? It was either school or work. I did read it. So, what's it called? Ultra Blue. Just next time, just what's it called? I got you. I'll probably play yours. If you could submit 2 next week, I'll play yours at the end, the second one. So, what's it called? And the first one towards the beginning. So next we have, what's it called? I Just Moved Across the Country and I'm Lost by 325i. This is the first from the non-Discord subscribers, so this will be going to the 1 minute and 30 per song. So let's get started. Looking forward to it. Apparently it's dubstep, and yeah, let's get it. Interesting. That was the 1 minute and 30 mark. Thank you for submitting. I Just Moved Across the Country and I'm Lost with 325i. Let's get it.
This was a certified banger.
Sheesh. No, that one was cool. I did not expect that ending for sure. Yeah, I actually really like that. Like, that was really sick. Yeah, definitely. Initial thoughts, I would definitely say very upbeat. Love the build. The arrangement of the drop was cool. I did not expect it to drop like that. It's like 808, just like boom, boom, boom. So really cool job in that regard, and I really love like kind of the what's it called, the synth program that you had going on, the little arpeggiation synths that you had going on, and just so I would say, as far as critiques go, what I would say is there was a arpeggiated synth that came in around right there around 33 to 32 seconds. It came in, and there was like times where it was a little bit off key, so just be careful for like the key signature when you're doing effects like with the arpeggiator, because it's really easy for them to just decide to kind of go into random notes out of the key, and it's really hard to like fix that, so just be careful of that. So I personally think it doesn't even need that one, like, and it was totally cool without it. So that personally, I would just remove it personally, because I think it's totally fine without it. That one there, and the claps coming in was cool, and when it does drop, just watch when it's clipping at the end there, like it's a little bit what's it called, digitally distorting. So just be careful, because you lose a lot of the punch and the transient information of your kick drum and your bass when it gets to this part here. Like, it just sounds very like gritty and distorted. Just be careful whatever your track is peaking at. Just watch whatever, if you do have a mastering chain, just peep what's it called, where you have that peaking at, so because it might just be driving past zero a little bit too hard, and that would cause that kind of unpleasant distortion that you hear, and you lose a lot of that impact that you could get when it does drop for that section. So just be careful of that. Other than that, really sick record. And that, what's it called, that sound where it's like, brrr, that sound is a little out of key, so I would just pitch shift that. That one. I would just pitch shift that. What's it called? Brrr, brrr. Like, even if you do, brrr, even if you go up 2, then it should be fine. So, I hope that's helpful. That was I Just Moved Across the Country and I'm Lost 321 325I. Let's get it. Thank you for submitting. Sick track. We're gonna move on to the next one, and we have Ascension alternate ending by Beanie Productions. Let's get it. Okay. Nice chord. That is a woman in 30 mark. Thank you for submitting. We have Ascension.
This was a certified banger.
By Beanie Productions. Let's go. I loved the guitars that you had going on there. Really sick track. What I would say as far as the record, I do love the progression, and when the keys came in, it was really nice addition. And then the bass, and I really like this section where the kind of the you had like that slow attack synth kind of come in. That vroom, vroom, vroom. Love the chords that you had going on there. So really sick work in that regard. I really like this one. This is one of my favorite ones that I've heard from you so far. So definitely keep at it. Let me know as far as the guitar when it starts towards the end there. Here, this section here. Did you play that, or is that like a sample? Like, what's the vibes is that of that part? And I did peep that you did fade out the, I believe you faded out the guitar. Yeah, here. I feel like, as far as critiques go, what I would say when you are like the fading out of the guitar felt like it was a little bit like too robotic of a fade, if that makes sense. Like it didn't really sound like, I feel like as far as like you could have had the guitar kind of like maybe play softer and soft. Like I wouldn't necessarily just fade it out like that, because it does sound a little bit unnaturally. It's like too perfect almost. And then the bass comes in. I do like the bass that you had here, and maybe like try to warm up the piano a little bit, maybe some EQ, maybe add like a nice like a room reverb to give it like a space. But like really low, like nothing crazy as far as like the decay or anything like that with the piano reverb. Just something to just put it in a space. Yeah, it's a sample. Got you. Love that. So there really isn't much else for me to say, like, other than the guitar in the beginning is significantly louder than the other stuff throughout the track, so maybe turn everything else up a little bit, or just turn that guitar down. That's probably the easier way to fix that issue, is turn the first guitar down a little bit. And yeah, that's really everything. Really sick work. Love these synth patches that you had going on. The chords are spicy. Thank you for submitting. Let's get it. Beanie Productions.
This was a certified banger.
So next we have Caught You in 4K, Yentley diss track 2, produced by Kate. So we have, oh damn, okay, we'll take a listen. Apparently this is a diss track.
Negro? What? Negro?
Oh.
What?
Okay, we're about to skip that one. Okay, next we're gonna have Alive by Stormz.Melody. Whoa. Whoa. We're going to, next we have Stormz.Melody, Alive. Let's get it. It's all good. Peace out, Beanie.
Roses are red, violets are blue, and all of the stars remind me of you. I see your pain, but hope that you know I'll be right here wherever you go. 'Cause I'll stay by your side when it hurts, and I'll stay by your side through the worst. 'Cause you are everything I need. You are everything to me. No angel, please don't cry, 'cause you're my reason why I'm alive.
That is the 1 minute and 30 mark. Thank you for submitting Stormz.Melody, Alive. Let's get
This
it.
was a certified banger.
Loved it. Wow. No, what's it called? The track felt very warm. It was, what's it called? Loved the vocals, the vocal melody they had as well, and the lyrics were really nice too. Love the beginning. The what's it called? The ooh, catch me adding this to my chill fall vibe. Hey, let's go. No, great work on this. What's it called? Stormz.Melody. Let's get it. So as far as like the feedback for the record, what I would say is I absolutely love the guitar playing. The guitar playing is great. Your vocals, you know, as always, sound great. Love the intro. The lyrics are solid. The melodies are solid. As far as really the critiques, I would say are really go as far as the mix. As far as the mix goes, I do know that you don't have like a microphone like that, so I'm not going to critique as far as like the microphone quality, but I definitely recommend getting a setup. That would help a lot. As far as like the mix, it would make your life a lot easier. And so let me know, as far as the guitar, what I would say is I would add a little bit more high end to the guitars, because the guitars feel a little bit like everything overall feels a little bit on the muffled side. So I would add a little bit more high end to both your vocals and the guitar. And where are you putting the microphone on your guitar as well? That's something that I do have a question for you. If you are on the live stream, or if you happen to see this after the live stream is over, feel free to put that in the comment section below, because I feel like you can get a little bit more high end from the guitars, a little bit more warmth from where you're putting the microphone, depending on where your mic placement is on the guitar. So definitely comment down below if like where you're miking the guitar, like where are you putting the microphone for the guitar? Are you putting it at the hole? You're putting it at the 12th fret? Like, how are you miking it? That's what I would like to know. And I would definitely add some more high end, definitely like some more for the guitar. You can get away with a little bit more like 2K too, to really give it some more presence, like some more upper mids in the EQ range, and your vocals too. And I feel like you can make, like, for the effect, I know you really like reverb for the intro section here. When you are doing the ooze, you can go, that's where you can go really dramatic with that reverb effect. If you really want to, you can really like drown it with some reverb and put like a cool like chorus effect or something like that. I feel like that can make it really sound really cool in that intro, like a really big like hall reverber. What's that called? And add like a chorus effect. That would sound insane, I think. And then your lead vocal comes in. It needs to feel like it's like right here. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're singing and the mix goes for like records like this, you want your vocals to feel very upfront. And like, because like these since it's just guitar and vocals, like you want those to fill up the whole frequency space. So I would definitely experiment with some EQ settings regarding both of those things. But really love the track here. And the chords are nice as well. So that's really everything. Thank you for submitting Stormz.Melody Alive. Let's get it.
This was a certified banger.
Next we have Clear as Day by Evrati. Let me know if I'm saying your name right. Let's get it.
Wait till you see what I have in store. I'm unpredictable, never know my next move. Make this beat so I can say what I want to. Yeah, I say what I want to. Hey, this flow is delectable. This song is a spectacle. Yeah, I'm multi-directional. I can see clearly now. You stuck in a box, you gotta look through the clouds. Yeah, yeah. I can see clearly now. You stuck in a box, you gotta look through the clouds. Yeah, the day's almost over, you gotta look now. You gotta look out. Storms coming.
That is the 1 minute and 30 mark. Thank you for submitting. Let's get it.
This was a certified banger.
Clear as Day by Evrati. Let's get it. Super sick track. Like, love the synth. And it's interesting, like the what's it called? It's almost like a synth, but like a horn at the same time. It's really cool. And like, I don't know why, but what's it called, for the hook? That I can see clearly, like what's it? I can see clearly now. I just think of that song. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. I don't know why. But that's a good thing. The drum swing is cool as well. Love the what's it called? The way that the drum swing is. It's very like, it's like more on the empty side, but it works. As far as like the critiques go for the record, what I would say is just watch the key signature in certain times, because there was a little bit of conflicting notes in some of the horn section parts with what was happening as far as the dun 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 with your other synth elements there. So just be careful with the key signature there, and your vocals, like they feel like a little bit low in the mix. I would definitely.
Stuck in a box, you gotta look through the clouds. Yeah.
Like a hair, like I feel like there was, like you can get away with adding a little bit more presence. That could be some EQ and compression. So definitely experiment with those things. And
I can see clearly.
And those like horn things could sound bigger, as far as like maybe even add like a distortion a little bit, like very, very light distortion on it, more like saturation, but to really give it some more crunchiness to it, and maybe the top end, or maybe if you have like a distortion plug-in that distorts like just certain band frequencies, maybe just add it to like the upper mids to give it some more crunch.
It's been a long time.
And with those ad-libs that you had going on, like don't be afraid to put some reverb on that and some cool like eighth note delays, what's it called, delay sends, and maybe even like you can get even create like crazy with them and add like dotted like 16th notes or like something crazy like that as well. Experiment with different like effects as far as like your ad-libs, so they don't take up the same exact space as your lead vocal does, like frequency wise. I do hear that you did distort them a little bit, but I feel like you can do a little bit more with the effects. And the bass definitely needs a lot more presence, so I would definitely, if you don't have an 808 in there, I definitely hear a bass, but I could definitely get a little bit more presence in the bass. Maybe try experimenting with choosing a different 808 to give it a little bit more, like one that just like has a little bit, like, because sometimes like different key signatures, like the 808s will shine a little bit better in, like what's it called? I don't know how to like when you go to certain keys, like the 808 and certain chords might be too low for it to punch as much as you would want it to. So sometimes I would just experiment with just like different 808s, because some have a little bit of distortion that could, what's it called, make it perceived that it's hitting those notes. If that is the issue with the 808, it might just be too low of a note, or it just might be the 808 itself. So definitely experiment with that. I feel like I could have done so much more with the mix. Yeah, like I always suggest like definitely like as far as mixing, like don't rush the mix. Like don't be afraid to take like a week or two to, and just like really like maybe not every day, but like every now and then be like, you know what, I'm gonna try this. I'm going to try doing something cool with this part because I feel like it sounds a little dry. And over time, you're going to build like presets for yourself, or like little templates, so that you could just, you'd be like, I like this effect for my background vocal when I do ad-libs. And you just like have a preset already made for you. So like that just comes with just like over time of just building and just working on like the mixes until you just get a point where it's just like almost plug and play. Like, because you already know what your microphone and everything sounds like, so it's just as easy as you just dump it in your template and just do some like small adjustments per track and it's done. So that's what I recommend for you. I hope that's helpful. I'm gonna go crazy with this EP though. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Let's get it. Thank you for submitting Clear as Day. Let's get it.
This was a certified banger.
Hell yeah, guys. Also, I do want to take the time, if you guys are here, be sure to, if you found any of these reviews helpful, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the bell notification to be notified every time we go live. We go live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so be sure to be there. We always post the link first on the Discord server, so also be sure to join the Discord server as well. Super cool community, lots of cool, very talented people in there, so shout out to you guys as well. Everyone here should also pat themselves on the back, because there are some crazy records being sent through. So what's it called? Yo, my man still got the certified banger sound effect. Yes, fun fact, I don't think I ever said that on stream. That's actually my voice.
This was a certified banger. Supreme knockage.
Both of those are actually me. I made those custom for the streams for fun. I'm probably gonna end up making more. And would it be cool? I do want to one of these days, like maybe just like have like some sort of like producer like battle or something like that. Maybe not a battle, or like what's it called? Like a fun thing they like see like just and give you guys a whole bunch of just like vocal chop things and just have fun with them and just see what you guys come up with. So let me know in the comment section if you'd be interested in something like that. So, but next we have, I know this is Austin Cleary, another person who submitted before. This time they're sending a demo via email, so looking forward to hearing it. Also, be sure to hit the like button down below. It helps with the algorithm, and appreciate if you guys like the video so far. And I greatly appreciate it. You guys rock. Let's go on to the next one. Austin Cleary, Breath, let's get it. Hold on one second. I will download this. Hold up. I'm gonna have to switch to my face cam real quick. Sorry guys in advance. There we go. Ah! So here we go. I'm downloading the records, getting it ready to go. It's strange because it played earlier, but we will get this going here. There we go. So we got the record ready to go. I'm gonna switch back to the other cam in a second. Let me make sure everything is correct here. Boom, boom, boom. We're good to go. Let's get it. This is Austin Cleary, Breath, let's get it.
Right-footed, but I just lead with my left. I might be self-destructive. I never see what come next. Even when you tell me I ain't believe what you said. I couldn't breathe when you left. I couldn't breathe. I don't know. It's a lot of things running through my mind. But if I just quiet down, listen up. I remember the future. I think about who I'll become. That's enough for me to say that all I need, be alone. Find a way through to my zone. Will it pay off? I don't know. Got that. Water eyes, up to my face, tongue till I feel blood rush to my brain. Hate to feel love to feel pain. Let my live drain for a couple of days. Seeing my dreams, all the grief and the stress. When I look at the bank, it's money in the red. Got a hung up degree next to me in my bed. Yeah, the property crisis rent free in my head. Symptoms of flaring, immune system failing. The money I make's not enough to be patient. I gotta go now. What the fuck is the waiting on hold? Cause the doctor's got other new patients.
Interesting.
Right-footed, why do I lead with my left? I'm self-destructive, I never see what comes next. So when you tell me, I ain't believe what you said. I couldn't breathe.
So that is the 1 minute and 30 mark. Thank you for submitting. Awesome, Cleary, breath.
This was certified banger.
Sick track, man. You just like, it's funny. Your sound just sounds like so much fun, man. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just like, it just sounds like fun. What I would say, as far as the record goes, like, love the sampled vibes, love the drums, like the drum programming going on. Your vocals super sick as usual. It's funny because you have a very distinct sound going for you. So really cool to hear another record of yours. And I love that pitch down effect that you had going on as well. That was really cool. The dash and dash and dash. I feel like you could have even gotten a little bit lower with it almost at certain times. But I love the record. As far as like critiques go, what I would say is the snare drum could definitely come up in the mix.
I remember the theater say that all I need be alone. Find a way through to my zone. Will it pay your final?
Like, I definitely would raise the snare up a little bit because I feel like it could just like hit, like the track overall could definitely like mix wise with the drum production could definitely hit more. And it's interesting because it's also like I don't know if you produced it or not, but the producer like sampled like a metronome in the beat too. I find it kind of that bing, boom, boom, boom.
But I just lead with my left. I might be self-destructive. I never see what comes next.
And yeah, what's it called? It's really, really funny. I like the metronome in the track. I love it. It's creative. What I would say as far as like the vocals, I feel like you could give it like a little bit more, diction at certain points. Like I would say some of the syllables a little bit more when it comes to like some of the vocals sections.
I never see what
just so because the way that you kind of rap is more of like you kind of like slur your lines a little bit. So I would just make sure to really like make some of those lines a little bit clearer, and by doing that it's like you almost have to like overpronounce certain like syllables so that they don't get lost in the mix. So I would definitely practice that. And
couldn't breathe when you left. I couldn't.
I do love the creativity on this record, so kudos to you on that. So thank you for submitting. Breath, let's get it.
This was a certified banger.
Next we have Hard Experimental Type Beat 2023 in Spiral. Oh damn, we got this raw mix. I'll keep that in mind. Let's get it. My beats are trash. Another regular. Cool panning. Okay. Damn, okay, I see you. Let's get it. Hard Experimental Trap Type Beat, Spiral. Oh damn, okay, I see you. My beats are trash. Like it's crazy. Like, cause your beats be like knocking like crazy. Like
Supreme Knockage.
Like, love it. Love the string samples that you had going on here in the record, and I love your drum programming sounds so good. I love like the way that you program your hi-hats and everything. Like the mix sounds really like this one. The mix, like the kick drums weren't like distorting or anything. Like they're nice and punchy. They have like their dynamics. What I would say as far as critiques go for the record, I would say is for these string samples, I wouldn't have them panning back and forth for the whole time. Like it's cool for like until it drops. When it like maybe what you could do is like bum and like maybe like pan one like when it hits there, that first transient here. Like not there. Like bum. And then have it normally like, what's it called, the stereo kind of panning of that it normally is. Because it could run into phasing, you would have to really just check the phase, because you could run into phasing issues, because what could happen is like on a cell phone, like that string sound might just like disappear and reappear over and over again. Like, so I would just be careful when doing like effects like that for long periods of time like that. Just always mono check everything just in case. And love the swing. Drum programming's nasty in a good way. Like love it. And the switch sounds really good too. I feel like as far as like the switch goes, like it might be like this could be, I personally like it, but it may be almost too dramatic of a switch there, unless you're going for like a if you are going for that kind of thing. But I personally love the creativity. Like it does sound sick. That's really it. And I hear that you did more like a different bass, maybe even like experiment with putting like the 808s over that on top too, and just like taking some of the low end out of that kind of Reese bass thing that you had going on there. But yeah, that's really it. Thank you for submitting. My beats are trash. Dang, okay.
This was a certified banger.
Next we have Free Peace UK drill type beat by CHAL Beats. Let's get it. Someone who submitted last week. Let's get it. Oh, that's cool. I just peeped that. That is the 1 minute and 30 mark. Thank you for submitting.
This was a certified
Peace,
banger.
UK drill type beat 2023. Let's get it. Thank you for submitting. CHAL, super sick track. Love the drill vibes. Let's get it. And what's it called? Love the kind of the vocal sample that you had going in the background. The what's it called? Super reverby vocal sample. And then you had also those kind of like cool like music box type what's it called, sound going on. And the I always love like hearing like drill, because it's like they're so fun. Like the beats are just like so fun and energetic. So really cool. And the bass too is really sick. I always love hearing those what's it called, wavery kind of 808 things. So as far as critiques go, what I would say is be careful when you are duplicating your samples and making sure that they are tempo mapped, because there are times in the track that the sample isn't locked in with the BPM, and when you duplicated it and you repeated it, it kind of was off as far as off time. So it happened. It was evident. It happened twice. That was very evident. It would happen like randomly around, right there, like around like 13 seconds in, and you could hear that it's like kind of starts going more and more off beat as the track goes on. especially becomes more obvious. Like right there. Like, you gotta be careful when you are duplicating those things. Just watch the timing and always make sure that your BPM is linked, like your samples are the correct BPM, and what's it called? The session, like everything is kind of like matching the same BPM. So just be careful of that. And the 808 could definitely come up like in the mix. I would definitely always use like references, cross-reference your tracks. So find a track that you like that is UK drill type. What's it, a UK trill type beats or anything like that. Use that as like a mix reference, and you'll be able to hear like where how loud your snare is, or how loud the hi-hats and everything is supposed to be in working with each other. So always use references. But other than that, thank you for submitting, CHAL. Let's get it.
This was a certified banger.
Next we have WakeFace by WakeFace. Let's get it. Smile EP coming soon. Let's get it.
It's a hard life knocking, the headspace stopping, and everybody's talking like AKs popping. Counting my stars as I'm looking for my legacy. I'm looking too far, maybe I'll find my better me. Wanna be a prodigy, I wanna live legendly. Working so hard, got me rapping my poetry. Dead under sovereignty, I'm signing to the industry. I'm looking for the roadie, now I got my money trees. Singing to the deep and I'm hanging to the steep, but I don't know where to go. I'm looking for my defense, feeling so depressed as I'm hanging from the walls. Feeling my scene, now I'm breaking all my laws. Wanna be humble, but they don't pray for me. They talking they shit, get no faith in me. Mumble my words as I pray on my knees. I'm begging to the Lord, like, help me please.
A, avoid negative sources, people, places, things, and bad habits. B, believe in yourself. C, consider things from every angle. D, don't give up and don't give in. Don't let a damn thing get to that.
Let me take a minute, I've been down in my days. I've been counting my days, I've been digging my grave. Need street corner so I can hustle my race. So I can stack a beach bar like I'm making it rain. Give me a grain, I be the generous man. I pass on my bands like he generous man.
That's the 1 minute and 30 mark. Thank you for submitting. WakeFace.
This was a certified banger.
Buddy, you guessed it. WakeFace. Let's get it. So sick track. Loved the what's it called? I love the panning on the strings, and the lyrics are really nice as well when your vocals came in. So really cool stuff going on here, and the keys really nice and warm. So really kudos. I don't know if you produced this or not, or got the beat from a producer friend or online, but really sick. Kudos to the producer. Love that kind of boom bap kind of sound, that vinyl-esque or like that tape saturation type tracks. Always love those things. And the vocals sound really sick as well. But I would say as far as critiques go, everything overall definitely could use a mix and a master, because everything feels a little bit very quiet and your vocals feel too dry, and everything could sound a little bit warmer overall, including like especially the instrumental. So definitely would experiment with some compression, some EQ, and what's it called? Because everything does sound unmixed at the moment. So, and everything does sound a little bit more on the muffled side. So I would definitely like, what's it called? Get the track mixed, because it'll just make your vocals just pop a lot more, because they are very buried in the track. And that could also be that the mastering is really, really low on this. So just be careful of those things. I definitely would recommend a mix. Because it will just take this track like to the next level for sure. Because there's a lot of spicy chords going on with the keys and everything, and your vocals, like, you can't really, like, you can hear what you're saying, but it's just like everything needs more presence and to be more in your face and to be competitively loud. It'll definitely help make your track, like, what's it called, stand out, because the track is sick, it's just really quiet. But other than that, thank you for submitting. WakeFace, let's get it.
This was a certified banger.
Next we have Fake Gospel Soul sample type beat by 8th Dan. Let's get it. Jazz, the woman in 30 mark. Thank you for submitting. Let's get it.
This was a certified banger.
Soul sample type beat by 8th Dan. Nice track. Always loved, like, it's interesting. Like, I love your tracks. They always like they have like this like fun like gospel feel to them usually, and I always love, like, I could definitely hear that you were a drummer. So the way that everything is like mixed, it's like, what's it called? The drums are like knocking in your face, and the other elements, like, I love what's happening as far as like the organ and like the horns and and even like the choir. It's like such a fun track. Hell yeah. What I would say is, as far as critiques go, what I would say for the record is that the record is mixed like you are the drummer, if that makes sense. Like, the drums are significantly louder than everything else, but I wouldn't change how loud the drums are, because the drums, like, I love the presence of where you have the drums. Well, what you could do is you could turn down the drums a bit and turn everything up so that it feels a little bit more balanced. Thanks. Making those soul samples is almost as fun as using them in the beats. Yeah, I could definitely hear that. It's so much fun to do those type of records, because like the chords are just like fun. I don't know. It's always fun to do tracks like this. But I would definitely say is definitely turn down the drums and then turn everything up, because the drums are significantly louder than everything else. But I love how much they're punching. And I personally would also, I would turn down the choir as well, the ahs, because they are a little bit loud. And I would love to hear it after those changes are made. I find that's something I do often. Do you have any tips for the level balance between the instruments and the drums? I would say, as far as like tips go, one I would say is check the mix very quiet. Like, literally turn down the mix like as quiet as you could, like, possibly, like, you could like perceive everything, and listen to the mix while it's quiet and see, can you hear all of the elements? And if there's any, like, sometimes like issues like that become immediately obvious when you just turn everything down really quiet, or vice versa when you turn it on the louder side. Like, sometimes it's like, oh damn, yeah, I gotta turn that down. like I feel like those are ways, like that's one like simple way to check. Another way is always cross-referencing. Find a track that's similar, like a gospel type track, like, what's it called, and just A/B your track with them and just see how your mix compares to their mixes. So that's what I would recommend doing as well. And the third is listen to your mixes on different speakers. So always make sure to not just listen to them on monitors or wherever, or headphones that you're mixing them on. Also listen to them on different mediums. So like on your phone, or on like any speaker you could think of, especially if it's mono. Mono will make a lot of those issues very obvious. So that's my recommendation for seeing, like, as far as like the volume balancing. As far as the mix goes, some people also swear by like this like pink noise method that I've heard before. So I would look into that. There's like a way to like balance everything using pink noise. I personally haven't done it, but I've heard a lot of people swear by it. So, and that helps with just making all the things like leveled to the maximum like loudness that they could potentially be, quote unquote. So, and then you could always adjust. So I would recommend looking up like the pink noise method as far as like volume balancing for mixes. So definitely check that out. So hope that's helpful. Super sick track as always. 8th Dan, you always submit some bangers.
This was a certified banger.
So we only got 2 more today. So we have again Crash Test. Let's get it.
I don't know where to go. I was moving how I keep it load, how I keep the code. And I'm back here while I talk, spitting cash flow, yo. And I'll spin again, yeah, this ain't my first time, won't you hit again? Yeah, get it 2 times, go ahead, play again. Yeah, don't you give me minute, or I'll kill again. Yeah, back here popping tags, watching killers take the XP. I've been gone so long, don't know which gear in the GT. Take a rip, don't stop, we gon' have you clear this QP. Come around again, we gon' have you get a CT. Yeah, bust it down, move it nicely. Yeah, she'll be mine if it pricey. Yeah, move around with the shiesty. Yeah, I'ma pop some tags lightly. Yeah. Counting so much green, don't know when to stop. Moving frames behind, time ain't in a clock. Yeah, I invented steez on my DOB. Being extreme and supreme is my JOB, like. And I'll spin again. Yeah, this ain't my first time, won't you hit again? Yeah, get it 2 times, go and play again.
That is the 1 minute and 30 mark. Thank you for submitting again by Crash Test. Let's
This was
get
a
it.
certified banger.
Thank you. Wow, the sick track. Absolutely loved it, and the melodies were really sick too. Like, it reminds me almost of like The Weeknd a little bit at certain parts. And what's it called? Like, I'm always a fan of those like nice like ominous bass pads and these like cool like guitar sample things that you had panning back and forth. Really sick, and your vocal melodies.
I was moving
Really sick. So kudos to you on that. As far as critiques go for the record, what I would say is I feel like the mix, you can get more creative with it. I feel like the vocals felt a little bit too dry, and like you could compress them a little bit more. Try some parallel compression if you haven't done that before. Definitely look into tutorials on how to do that. And so definitely look into parallel compression and maybe add some like cool like delays and reverbs to your lead vocal. Like not too much, but definitely need some to put it in the mix.
And I'm back here while
like, and your vocals sound a little bit on the thin side, but that could also be that they aren't really compressed either.
spitting cash flow, yo.
And like some of these ad-libs, like they could definitely be like, what's it called, a lot spicier with some of the effects that you had going on, like putting a chorus on your ad-libs and then having like an 8th note delay or something like that ring out a little bit, like some like
don't stop, we gon' have you clear this QP. Come around again,
and your vocals overall definitely need some more presence, so that could be like a multitude of different things, like a compression, it could be EQ, adding some low mids and like some high top ends to add some more air to your vocals. And that could be like your reverb sense, having like a small room reverb, tucking it low so it's in a space, and having longer reverbs that you can automate on or off, like when need be, when you want to have those cool effects.
Yeah,
but
bust it down, move it nicely.
Especially that's way too dry. Like it needs to have a nice reverb on it, but no nice, like you need like a delay on there too, like that'd be,
yeah, she'll be mine if it pricey. Yeah, move around,
like really the mix, like getting a really solid mix on this would definitely like amp it up significantly, I think. But really nice work on this Crash Test. Thank you for submitting. Let's get it.
This was a certified banger.
I think that was the first one that they submitted to us, so thank you. Let's get it. Next we have, I believe this is the last one of the night. This one is Insecure by Cam Coyle featuring Wiz. Let's get it.
Insecure, oh yeah, tell me more, oh yeah, close the door, oh yeah, hit the floor. Life's a chore, oh yeah, take a tour, oh yeah, of my life, Swivel off the bed, what hits the ground first, my feet or is in my head? I won't contemplate what anybody has said. Wake up, shaking up, thoughts rushing again. When will these times end? Got no shoulder to cry on, not a dollar I can spend. MGMT, it's time to pretend. Back to the times there was waters I could tread. Insecure, oh yeah, tell me more, oh yeah, close the door, oh yeah, hit the floor. Life's a chore, oh yeah, take a tour, oh yeah, of my life,
I've been stressed out, feeling left out. When I felt these chances where I knew the best out. We hardly text now, but you're not stressed now. If I could see I take it back now, yeah. If I forget the past, will you remember me? If I never told the truth, you'd set me free. Loving all this pain and giving new life for me. If I gave up my past, you'd be dead to me.
So that's the 1 minute and 30 mark. Thank you for submitting.
This was a certified banger. This was a certified banger.
That was Coyle featuring Wiz, Insecure. Let's get it. Super sick track. Loved the vibes, man. Loved that kind of plucky synth you had in the beginning, and then also like as the track was progressing, like there was some really creative like sound design. I see what you were doing with the high pitched vocal as well.
That's rushing again.
They have like this really cool like buzzy kind of sauce and going on, and I love that whatever that was going on there. She was a track. So really sick track. As far as critiques go, what I would say is for the high pitched vocal when you in the hook section, I would definitely turn it down. That when it is doing the same exact thing as your lead vocal, because it is very loud in the mix, and there is a time where it kind of goes like you could have it that loud when it's doing something other than the lead vocal, so it's more like a like an ad-libby type effect, quote unquote. But as far as like the mix for the hook, I would definitely turn it down.
Swivel off the bed. What hits the ground first?
And your vocals and the verses could have more presence. That could be compression, or that could also be EQ. It could be a multitude of different things, microphone placement.
I won't contemplate what anybody has said. Wake up, shaking up, thoughts rushing again.
And just be careful, because there's some times where I feel like you kind of tried to fit in too many words in a small space, so it did seem like it was a little bit wordy at times. So just be careful of that. Sometimes it's I know it's difficult to like cut down some words at times, but sometimes there are definitely ways to remove some words out of what you're saying, but still get the same point across, if you get what I mean. And with that, I feel you can get really creative with like an effect on that or something, like reverb, or like do like some cool like panning effect or something really cool to that. That's what I personally would do.
It's time to pretend.
And same with I believe Wiz, the second vocal. I believe Wiz is the second vocalist. Correct me if I'm wrong. Same with them, like their vocals could definitely have a little bit more presence and be like, what's it called, more upfront in the mix as well. So yeah, that's really all I have to say as far as the mix goes. Like really sick track. So kudos to you guys. Thank you for
This was a certified banger.
Dang guys, I'm gonna check the sheet, and then if there's no one else, I'm wrap up for today. So let me know, how's everyone's week been? And what kind of new projects have you guys been working on? Anything fun, anything exciting, anything terrible? I'm sure it's not terrible, but been decent? Hell yeah. Oh, we did get one more submission. We did receive one last one. But they didn't send a link though. Dang. So we won't go through that, unfortunately. I made about 16 opens and I need to fill them ASAP. Holy crap, Immute, you've been busy. Damn. Okay, I see you. Yeah, that's it for as far as like the submissions. We'll definitely have to show you them, when they're done. Can't wait. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So I'm sure there's some crazy bangers you have going on. But everyone, I do want to say thank you to everyone who joined the live stream today. If you found any of these reviews helpful, be sure to hit the like down below and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification if you want to see every time we go live. We go live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so be sure. We post the live stream submission forms always in the Discord first, and then we post on all our social media after. So be sure, if you want to get in early, make sure that you have your spot for the live streams. Be sure to join the Discord server and submit through the Discord music submissions form. And if you do want a full review for the tracks, like some of the people towards the beginning, some of the artists towards the beginning, like be sure to become a Discord subscriber. It's $2.99 a month, and it helps support us and what we're doing. So we greatly appreciate every one of you in people who support us financially, people who don't. So everyone who just comes to the stream, you guys rock. So appreciate everyone.
This was a certified banger.
Thank you guys for coming to the stream today, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, guys. Bye.